Go Blue, everyone. We're grading the coaching extensions today and some big-time recruiting news on this Memorial Day here at Michigan Wolverines Live. And here we go with another episode of Michigan Wolverines Live on this Memorial Day, Monday, May 26, 2025. It's the 201st episode of our show. My name's John Diadamo. I'm going to take you through the next hour or so. Go ahead and hit the X at John Diadamo. We're coming to you from everywhere. We're coming to you from YouTube, from X, from Twitch, and don't forget about when you're on your commute, when you need to run around, but you want to listen to something in the background, we're on audio. Check us out on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon, and iHeart, and leave a rating or review if you'd like to do that. And as you're joining us, the easiest thing to do that's free is just hitting the like button. Just takes a second. You might as well. It blasts this thing out there to the Michigan faithful and others, right? The Buckeyes and the Notre Dame fans and the Bama fans and the everybody, but it's mostly the Michigan people, the Michigan community, and everybody. So go ahead, hit that like button, subscribe, hit the bell, and share this out with at least one friend. And super chat if you want your comment or question up to the top. We'll also spotlight some YouTube member comments for people who are YouTube members. But primarily, we are talking about the super chat. So if you have a question for us today, go ahead and super chat. Just takes a second. And joining me, as always, on this special Monday Memorial Day episode of the show, we've got TJ. How you doing? Sorry for changing the time on us. This is my bad, everybody. I got a conference tomorrow, but we're here. Yeah. Thanks for making it happen.
Yeah, Moose is still confused while we're on a Monday. We're just making it work. Moose. Yeah, so we got a good show today. We got a bunch of recruiting updates. We're going to talk about these extensions. John has a hot take, which we'll get to. Looking forward to it. Shout out to the community. Good seeing everybody. Let's do the damn thing.
Yeah, sorry, Moose. My fault.
Let me also add, we got some interviews. So, the people have asked. They say, hey, we're in a bit of a down period. Get some interviews. Get some player interviews. Well, guess what? We have a prospect who's committed to Michigan that we'll be having on Thursday with myself and Johnny Olden. And then Tuesday, June 10th, we will have another interview that I will not say who yet, but we will reveal it probably on next week's show. So stay tuned to that.
Yeah, we're good. We got the interviews coming, and Big J Journalism here at the Voice of College Football. As always, all gas, no breaks right here. And we got everybody coming here. We got Chris saying sup TJ. Of course, Moose in the house. We got Jeez Louise. We got the Bull. We got all kinds of people in here. We got Maniac in here, who's one of the Avengers. Always appreciate when they stop by.
Come on. Garrison's coming on.
Oh, is Garrison coming? Is that? Oh, yeah. Apparently, I haven't really been apparently, there's been some stuff. I haven't been following it, but it's all part of the experience. So we do want to just say for those who served or their families, we don't say Happy Memorial Day, but we do say that we do commemorate that it is Memorial Day here at Michigan Wolverines Live every time either this or 4th of July falls on a show. We always take a minute to do that. So just thanks to everybody who served, who's watching, as I know we have current and former service members who watch the show every week.
Yeah, definitely. Shout out to everyone who's defended this country and fought for this country. So we appreciate you. Because of you, we're here doing the damn show. So thank you, everybody who's involved in that and, present and past. So thank you for that.
There it is. And yeah, this is great. So Brandon, Happy Memorial Day. Salute to all our fallen heroes. God bless our U.S. military. And then looks like some Michigan signals. So appreciate that. That's very eloquently stated. And thank you so much. Obviously, yeah, we're gonna rock and roll here with our first topic. So we have kind of been looking at the coaching extensions that have been floating around there and are going to kind of give. Now, what I want everyone in the chat to do is to give their letter grades for each extension. We're going to break each one down, but these are the coaches. And before we get into the specific ones, from a recruiting aspect, people are wondering, well, why did this coach get extended? Why did this coach get extended? And why did this one not get, like this one got a raise, this one didn't get a raise? There's one thing everyone needs to remember, and that's that you have to extend the coaches a certain amount of time for recruiting purposes, right? So you can't just let their contract end in December 2025 or November 2020. You've got to at least bring it to 2026. So once it was decided to keep certain coaches who we'll talk about, once that decision was made, then you got to at least extend them through 2 years. So TJ, I don't know if you want to add anything on that, but I know that people were a little confused why some got an extension. There's some necessity.
So my thoughts on some of the extensions make complete sense, which we'll get into and we'll break those down. Some of the extensions, interesting, I would say, but I think it's because what Michigan's trying to do is create stability for recruiting, right? So one of the things that programs like to do is negatively recruit, and they would negatively recruit because one of the biggest things in recruiting is your position coach, right? That's who you build your relationships with. And when these guys are locked up, it only helps Michigan in closing with players, essentially allowing for security and familiarity to take place. And it gives recruits a comfort. And then not only that, programs can't use it against you to negatively recruit. But there are some interesting extensions, which we'll get into.
So let's begin with the positive. Because this show, while we don't go the sunshine and rainbows route all the time, we also we want to give credit where credit's due, and I think this first one is absolutely well deserved. Steve Kasula, tight ends coach, who I think has obviously delivered a first round tight end in Colston Loveland, who's going to be off to the NFL. He is promoted to co-offensive coordinator. Which usually around this time, if you want to keep someone around that might be, maybe some other schools are sniffing around, that you add a co-offensive coordinator title. He's making $500,000, which is a 25% pay bump over what he was going to be making. I like the move. What did you think about this one?
Yeah, I'm good with it. I have zero issues with Kasula. I mean, obviously our most productive position. Yes, we had an elite player at that position. Recruiting's been good. I don't blame him for Andrew Olish's commitment to Penn State. We all blame the dad. We'll never let that go either.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, he's already closed the 2026 class for tight end. He's a good coach. He has offensive coordinator experience, I believe, at UMass. It's an A for me. Chat, let us know your letter grade for the extension for Steve Kasula. Curious what the chat thinks.
Absolutely. It does look like Detective Wolverine says A.
Detective Wolverine, huh?
Detective Wolverine agrees.
Detroit
Let's see.
Wolverine. Detroit Wolverine.
Yeah. Let us know. Let us know, everybody, what your letter grade is. Looks like the Bull agrees as well. And Stabbin's a little tougher. Grading a little B plus, and you know, I Captain, I'm sure some of this might have to do with the total passing, I'm guessing, of the team, the pass ranking.
Damn,
So
Juju.
if so, Juju, wow, C plus,
hard grader. Juju's a hard grader,
really tough grader. We are gonna have almost every type of letter grade here, so just so you know. So another one that I have absolutely zero issue with. Defensive line coach Lou Esposito extended another 2 years. He's getting a raise, $100,000 raise. He's going to be making $600,000 a year in 2025. Again, I think this is spot on. D-line has been one of the strengths of the team. It was one of the reasons why Michigan beat Ohio State, because Mason Graham was taking on 2-3 Ohio State Buckeyes at a time on his own. And so they were able to kind of really gel as a unit. And what we saw in the ReliaQuest Bowl, it looked promising for this upcoming year, even without the NFL talent on that line for the game. So I am 100% on board with this one. What do you think about how Lou Esposito's done in this move?
Yeah, I'm an A here. I don't see why you wouldn't extend him. I think he's a good recruiter, although I would like to see a stronger class this year, a stronger group of defensive line prospects committed this year. But he is a good recruiter. He's a player's coach. He's a very good developer of talent. I don't see why there's no negative to this. To me, this is also an A.
We do have Marie say B plus. Bull says maybe B. Same TJ. Okay, so we've got a couple B pluses. We got. And look, I get it. But look, like the defense was the only, basically what was propping the team up for a lot of last year, and the line was a key factor in that. So, yeah, I'm okay with both of those, and we have one more A grade to give out, and that's Lamar Morgan. And I originally had this a little lower, not because I disagree with extending Lamar Morgan, but because I actually thought he deserved a raise and he didn't get one. And I was a little surprised about that, given that even after Will Johnson went down, the interceptions continued, the play continued, and I wouldn't say they didn't skip a beat. Like there were some challenges, I think, but for the most part, I think he's done a pretty solid job and in and out of the trail. So
yeah, I'm at an A. I mean, he's our best recruiter. He closed on an elite class last year. Defensively, did a very good job. The defense adjusted. He was, in my opinion, he should be looked at as the next defensive coordinator for Michigan. I was surprised that he did not get a pay raise. I think Lamar Morgan's an ace. I think Lamar Morgan's big time. So I love that we extended him. I'm very happy with that. So far, all the extensions I'm very happy with. I have no issues.
And I don't have an issue with this one either. And before we go into the specifics on Tony Alford and what we think about this one, we have to also remember that Tony Alford did not get this type of love at that school down south, Ohio. And was on his last year of his deal, And here he gets extended another 3 years because we believe in investing in people who are producing. And I do think Tony Alford was able to produce for the most part pretty well. Kalel Mullings went off to the draft. So did Donovan Edwards, by the way. But yeah, running back was a key strength. Obviously, Jordan Marshall came in the ReliaQuest Bowl, crushed it. It seems like he's at least contending for that number 1 spot. So love seeing a recruit that's been cultivated in the program, working within the program, maybe beating out the transfer. That speaks well of Alford's coaching ability. And the recruits love him, right, TJ? Like the recruits love Tony Alford.
Yeah, I mean, so the question marks for Tony Alford are the running back rotation. There was some question marks last year. Was that more Tony Alford or was that promises made to Donovan Edwards? We don't know. We have assumptions, but we don't know. So this year's a big year because he now has Jordan Marshall and Justice Haynes. It's going to be so interesting to see how does he handle that rotation. And, what we all saw last year's Kalel Mullins should have been RB1 for the longest of times. They waited. I don't know what was going on there. The other question that I think is a fair question, but it could be answered within 2 months. Can Tony Alford close on the alphas? Now, he did do a great job with Justice Haynes, so that counts. And Jasper Parker is a good get. But now it's Savion Hyder time. Now it's Latimer time. Get both of them. You get both of them, then he really should get more than a $50,000 raise because those are big time prospects.
Yeah, and there are people saying that they'd grade him higher if Hyder comes to the university, and I understand that. I get it, but even without him, like I think Tony Alford's done a good enough job to deserve a B+ in my estimate. But
yeah, I want to give a shout out to Captain Stab, and he's got to go. Looks like he's got him and the wife are going out. But thank you for the gifted memberships. We appreciate you, Captain Stabbin. Have a good night. Enjoy your night, my friend.
Yeah, let's since he's on the way out, let's just make sure we thank him for the 5 gifted memberships. So 5 people. It looks like D Cormelon is one of them. The others are too high up to but all 5 of you you get your 30 free days of Those Who Stay Will Be Champions membership. Enjoy your emojis, courtesy of Captain Stabbin. So thank you for that, and have a great time out. Okay, back to it here with Grant Newsome. So Grant Newsome, for me, there's really the 2 sides. There's the in-game coaching, recruiting, pretty good. So I still think we're kind of in a jury still out because of what happens this year with now that Castillo is in there as well to help coach and kind of what that unit's gonna look like. But overall, got it at a C- here. Just got to see more. I know that you have to extend these coaches a little bit when you're recruiting, but we need to see more from him, I think.
Yeah, I mean, recruiting's been really good, but let's see how the line gels this year. Because last year, respectfully, it was a shit show. It was a mess. It was we had a pylon at right tackle for most of the year. There was a lack of cohesion. But you could argue there was some development as the year progressed because the offensive line did play better. Let's see how next season goes, though. I need another year of data to truly get a good read on what is Grant Newsome. I will say, though, and I've said this before, Grant Newsome is considered a fast riser. He's respected in coaching circles. He's a high IQ offensive line coach. So I think he's capable, but we'll see how the boys play next season with that front 5.
For sure. And some of you have been waiting for this, but the Ron Bellamy extension, to the surprise, I'm sure, of very few who've been watching this program for a while, giving this an F. I think we've gone over this, but obviously, 129 passing yards a game is not good enough. 131st in the nation, according to Fox Sports, and just so much inconsistency. And you can't blame it all on the quarterback, because there were absolutely throws that Davis Warren in particular made that were dropped. And some route running wasn't ideal. And this was like other than Roman Wilson, who was the last like powerhouse wide receiver that Michigan has had. Like Roman Wilson, yes.
Nico Collins.
Nico. Yeah, Nico. Right?
But yeah, but like he was never fully utilized either. Like he was never, unfortunately the year he was probably going to break out was COVID. So he didn't play, he sat out that year. So yeah, I mean that's and then prior to him, Mario Manningham, maybe Devin Funchess, but he was more of a tight end hybrid. Yeah, it's been a mess. So hopefully one of our wide receivers can be that guy.
Yeah.
DPJ was so hot and cold, man. What sucks is Tariq Black would have been that dude, but those when he broke his foot and then he broke the other foot, yeah, he never was the same, But he was special, man. Special player. Yeah, I mean, it's hopefully times are changing though. Hopefully with the quarterback play and the new offense we're installing and the prospects we're trying to go after, hopefully we see improvement at the wide receiver position.
So Railroad Journeys actually thinks we were too nice to Ron Bellamy. He is at a Z grade or a negative Z grade. Hope all is well, boys. Thank you for the $1.99 Railroad Journeys. And yeah, I mean, we stuck to the traditional letter grade system, but yeah, I mean, we gave him the lowest one for a reason. There's a lot of improvement that needs to be made, and he's out of excuses now. You have a quarterback coming in. Yes, he's a freshman, but better than anything we had in 2024. And you have, I think you're going to have a much better offense under a real offensive coordinator. I think that Chip Lindsey is a real offensive coordinator, unlike Kirk Campbell. And what I mean by that is he has coached multiple offenses that have been at least top 40, if not top. In the Drake May 23 case, I believe that one cracked the top 10. And so like he's organized legit offenses when he has a quarterback. And even when he doesn't have as good of a quarterback, he's still in the top 40-ish. So
yeah, I mean, let's see if a quarterback who can throw the ball to receivers and an offense that can get receivers open helps Ron Bellamy, because there's no excuse this year. You have Soup Campbell assisting you, which, to Mark's point, if you need a ton of help from other coaches, you probably shouldn't be a coach at the University of Michigan. Maybe to be determined. We'll know this year. But yeah, I mean, this is Ron Bellamy's year, which is why it is a bit perplexing that they extended him. Now, it's obviously a recruiting ploy, obviously. So I just wonder, what's the true strategy? I mean, recruiting, okay, but why though? What player are they trying to secure? I don't know. So that's the biggest question mark. I'm fine with everything. The Ron Bellamy one's a bit of a question mark for
me. Yeah, and we'll see. Obviously, some people are bumping it a little bit because of Andrew Marsh, and I think that's valid. Andrew Marsh was a legitimate pickup. There's no question about that. So people who have D because of Marsh and like want to raise it a little bit because of Marsh, okay. I'm not against that. Like, he's a legit talent. Yeah. So there's our letter grades, and obviously let us know if you agree, disagree. Did want to highlight this. Obviously, Marmar is going through it right now, and you didn't have to super chat. I appreciate that so much. We do. Marmar, his son just passed, and he's really going through it. So I know that there's stuff going on, GoFundMe's and things like that. So just throw a good thought for Marmar.
Yeah, and
in
let
the
me
chat.
I want to say, you know what I'm impressed with? Some of the Buckeyes have been very respectful to the situation, man. I've seen Sean Sharrock, who I've had issues with. We I don't know about issues, but we've gone at it. You know, we've butted heads, and I've gained respect. Just because it shows me, like sometimes the rivalry can blur reality, and I don't want to say you stop looking at people like humans, because I don't, and I try to remain mindful, but I know he's he rattles cages, man, and but I will say I've gained respect there, and I if me and him ever find ourselves in a disagreement again, I'm just gonna let him know, like, I'm sure I could have a beer with him and we'd be straight. It's just we're on opposite sides of on the fence right now, so it is what it is. But shout out to the Buckeyes too, because they've been showing a lot of respect to Marmar. Shout out to Marmar. It's all love. He knows.
Yeah, and appreciate everybody in chat with the kind words there. So yeah, if you see Marmar or you're chatting with him somewhere, definitely give him your thoughts and everything. But to just want to remind everybody, obviously, couple of things we want to let everybody know about. So we've got a new website coming. Actually, it's here. It's live, and it's no longer just coming. It's here, and so everybody check it out. So it has really good writing, and people are discussing things in the discussion section. A lot of work has been put into this, and so if you want to read about college athletics in general, you want to read about Rich Rod or Travis Hunter or the college football playoff or whatever the case may be, yours truly also contributes articles from time to time. So you'll see some more from me coming up in the next couple weeks. But yeah, we're building out our talent here in the writers' room. So check that out. Thank you so much to Double J, aka Jackson Johnson, who is always on it, and we do appreciate that. vocfb.com. And if you do want to, the GoFundMe, Jackson has also put that in for Marmar. So thank you so much. Jackson's always on it. He's just.
How did he know? I don't even know how he knew, but I don't even know. But shout out to Jackson. I don't know how he knew about the GoFundMe, but shout out to Jackson.
Yeah. Before we get to our next topic, people are saying, I'm not even gonna highlight it, but people are saying, have you seen an OSU insider saying there's been an update and that the hammer is coming? And
OSU or OU, like Oklahoma? I don't know. It probably is OSU. It probably is. OSU.
I'm gonna bet it's Buckeye Scoop.
Bro, I was arguing with a kid today about it. They're brainwashed, man. And like, here's the thing too, guys. I want to there's going to be a hearing on the 6th and the 7th, but the NCAA is going to take another 45 days before they even come to a conclusion. So just be aware of that. The hearing is the 6th and the 7th, and there's 45 more days before there's a verdict on what they are not going to do. So, hey, and I'm serious about this. Start bookmarking. Bookmark these takes, because if it is as a lot of us think it is, we're going to be doing receipt season, and we're about to go hard as fuck on these guys. I promise you that. I promise you we're going to roast the shit out of them. But it is to be determined. We will see how the NCAA decides to determine what the punishment should be, and we'll go from there. But if it is as we anticipate, as the Michigan fan base anticipates this to be, we are cooking them, and we are not going to let them live this down. And I am more confident than I was previously. Let me just reword that. I am very confident as of May 26th. It's what I believe it's going to be. Michigan is not operating. They're doing things that are not something where a hammer would be. For example, the extensions to the coaches, extensions to Ward Manual, the way that Michigan is navigating, recruiting and things of that nature in terms of the players they're going. Like it's Michigan is not going to face what the rivals want, which is multiple postseason ban, loss of wins, loss of national. We know that's not going to happen.
Yeah, vacated title, vacated Big Ten championships. I mean, it's just a pipe dream.
Yeah, and like I was arguing with a kid today, or this guy, or I don't know. I call everyone a kid, but he's like, "Oh, well, all the level 1 violations." I'm like, "Have you seen Tennessee's level 1 violations?" And he's like, and then the argument was, oh, and then the only reason why your guys got the results you did is because you guys were cheating. I'm like, oh, okay, well, that got exposed in October, and we still railroaded everybody all the way to a national title. So are you sure about that? And then we also took our 4th straight victory in Columbus last year, and Ohio State's been aware of the cheating for 3 fucking years. So, yeah, keep hoping and wishing NCAA is going to do your bidding, but they're not. Enjoy your 5th L in November, though.
Yeah, literally the most we're looking at is the Sharon Moore being maybe suspended for some games.
more than he is, and then there's going to be a big ass fine. There could be more recruiting restrictions.
I mean, we've said biggest fine maybe in the history of fines.
Well, yeah. So I want to clarify that because the largest fine in the history of NCAA is the Penn State one. It won't be. And I think that was like 60
You know
million.
You know what? Maybe it's second biggest.
Yeah, it will be the second. It'll be like, in my opinion, it's could be in like the $10 to $20 million range. But wouldn't it be kind of like it'd be? I mean, it'd be unfortunate, but funny if the NCAA is like, no, 50 million. But it's going to be a large fine. But Michigan's not. I just don't. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Michigan. And it's not like I'm choosing to believe. It's just when I've heard things in the background where like Michigan really doesn't. They don't think that's in the realm of feasibility. Some of the things the rivals want, like internally, they don't feel that way. So, yeah. So we'll see. But T's got a very important super chat. He's calling him out, John.
Okay, T. With the $1.99, we appreciate that contribution. John is very off base regarding Ron Bellamy. Well, if you can let me know where I'm off base, I'm happy to have that dialogue with you. John. But given what we've seen from Ron Bellamy, not just last year, but other than Roman Wilson, the wide receiver production was inconsistent going back to his beginning of his tenure. And really, Cornelius Johnson had highs, but then he also was invisible for some games. And, Tyler Morris never really broke out aside from the play at Alabama. But there's it's been underwhelming for a while. And so I can't just put it on the fact that quarterback play wasn't very good last year.
So you're not just off base, John. You're very off base.
I'm very
off base.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we appreciate the contribution anyway. All right.
T, honestly though, call in Thursday. Let us know, man. If you don't, voice your opinion. We want to hear it.
Yeah. If you want to elaborate on that, let us know. Justin, the NCAA just came down on MSU for. Oh yes, this is the hammer. Here's the hammer. Is their notice of allegations on the Mel Tucker situation. So yeah, you're right, Justin. So that did just come down. And let's see.
Yeah, how funny is that, little brother?
Yeah, it was self-reported violations.
Dude, Michigan State is such a shit show right now. They are in trouble. They are in trouble. Like they are recruiting is so bad. They have no Jonathan Smith's dead man walking. Dead man, like he is not going to last. And because the university is going to make him the scapegoat. They're not going to look in the mirror and realize they're bullshit. What I mean by that is not giving their full support to the universe, the full support to the football team, giving Jonathan Smith the resources he needs to succeed. We are looking at a good 3 or more years of like bad times for Michigan State. So let's enjoy that. Shout out to T though, saying he'll call in Thursday. Well, let's hear it, bro. Call in. Let's talk about it. I'm very interested in your perspective on that.
Yeah, if I'm able to call in, I will, to defend my position. I will.
I'll text you if he calls in. I'll text you.
Text me, and I will do my best to be there, just to answer, to respond, and have a respectful debate.
Yeah.
Bring the facts. I will, because the reality is that the reality is, like, this isn't just a last year problem. The offenses have been, I believe the year before it was like 80th in passing offense the year before, and that was in the Natty year. This has been an ongoing issue. The wide receiver production has been crap, and this has been for years. And Roman Wilson is the one. In 2023, he rose above. He was able to put together a pretty solid performance and get himself onto the Steelers because of it. But I think that was more self-driven than anything else. But we'll give him some credit for that one. But that's it. I mean, what other, like, Cornelius Johnson had a good game in 2022 against Ohio State. That was great. Appreciate it. Love beating Ohio State. But again, like, you only have very limited data points on the wide receiver production under Bellamy that are positive, and a lot more mid, right? And it's not all just because Sharon Moore and Kurt Campbell ran a lot. And it's not all just because the quarterback has been inconsistent since JJ went to the NFL. There's more to it, and but I would love, TJ, here's the thing. I would love nothing more in the world than for him to prove me wrong this year.
Yeah.
For Soup to get in there and kind of be de facto wide receivers coach, get in there and really create that turnaround. And I will be the first to praise him if that's what happens.
If Ron Bellamy becomes that dude, then we will be like, we'll come up with something. We handwritten letters. We'll do a mass handwritten letters. Elijah will be the first one to write one. You'll be second. And yeah, man, we'll show love. Obviously, we want Ron to succeed. I understand the argument from T and even G Louise. Like, yes, the offense did not help him. Not having a quarterback did not help him. But there appears to be potentially more than just those problems. But we have another year to see. We have another data point where we will find out really because now we have a quarterback who can get the wide receivers the ball. Now we have a real offensive coordinator. Let's see how these wide receivers play. It's up to it's a big year, in my opinion, for Ron Bellamy.
Yeah, I agree. And there's some people are so Dave's is backing up T by saying, hey, we predicated our offense on running the ball. And I'm like, well, yeah. And part of that was to paper over deficiencies in the wide receiver room, right? Now, I don't think it was all because of that, but like, when you don't have a dynamic, when you don't have a dynamic or at least decent wide receiver production, it puts more weight on the running backs. Look at what, and I'll point to 2022 Ohio State. What happened when Cornelius Johnson was clicking in that game? Well, what happened was after those two really good passes, then they were forced to start respecting the pass more. Then Donovan Edwards goes for 2 touchdowns. And because then you have to account for both. When the wide receiver room isn't working, then they could load the box like crazy and prevent the runs, even with a really good line play, really good running back play. If they're loading the box every play, it's going to be difficult to have a productive offense, at least to the level that I think it should be for a program of this caliber. So, anywho, so more to come on Thursday if T calls in. The bowl So like the video, 155 watching. Bull is reminding everybody to like the video. It just takes a second. It's free, and it'll help get promote the content out there. Wolverine, formerly in Ohio, who we got to meet in Ann Arbor, which was awesome. With the 5, you forget, John, Bellamy is responsible for, oh, snap, I forgot this. None other than Samaj the Flame Morgan. So watch yourself before you question Bellamy. Read in Elisha.
Hey,
I better watch
Miles
myself.
Morgan's in for a big year, boys. He's coming for it.
Listen, bubble screens aren't his thing. So he told us that last week. Bubble screens aren't his thing. Running a route, he likes deeper routes. Let's see what he can do with those deeper routes. Nick, absolutely, with the $1.99 prayers up for Marmar. Love you, bro. I think that's echoed by everybody here. And tough time for him. Thank you, Nick, for that. Really appreciate that. Talking about 2022, Ronnie Bell was JJ's safety blanket, not CJ. So good point there. Ronnie Bell did have a productive, decent year in 2022. I wouldn't say it was great. I'd say he was good for most of the year. But yeah, CJ, I'm talking specifically about the Ohio State game. I'm talking about CJ. But fair point, Ronnie Bell. Okay. All right. Ronnie Bell also started in the team in 5 years prior. So you can't, he's been coached by like 3 different wide receivers, he had been coached by multiple. Remember, he had that injury that took him out for an entire year.
Yeah, on the kick return.
Yeah. And here's one for you, TJ, on the Tigers. So Justin with the 5. TJ, how about the Tigers being the best team in baseball? Go Blue. How many wide receivers do we get into this class? So a double question on this one.
Yeah. All right, so the Tigers, shout out to Tigers. Good win today. We're looking good, man. I'm excited. Matt Vierling's back in the lineup. We're looking good. Number 1 team in baseball. Pitching staff's elite. Curious what we do at the deadline, but we look like an AL contender here. I mean, World Series, I don't know if we have enough consistent offense. That's my only concern right now is, do we have enough consistent offense? We've had some downs. But it's looking good, man. It's looking good. Tarek School's best pitcher in baseball. If you disagree with that, call in on Thursday. We'll talk about it. But he is. Shouts to Tigers. Regarding the wide receivers, I think we're going to get 4. Jalen Pyle. Here's my 4. Jalen Pyle, Travis Johnson, CJ Sadler. And I am hoping, and we're going to have an update. We're going to talk about it. And Juju, if you're watching, dog. Zion Robinson. I'm shooting my shot. I'm not saying we'll get him, but that's who I want in the class. That's my 4. I think Zion Robinson's special, and I think we can get Travis Johnson and CJ Sadler. So, and Jalen Pyle, for those who don't know, will be on the show Thursday. We'll do an interview with him and get to know him a little bit more. So, another exciting wide receiver in the class.
For sure. Wolverine, nice one here. Pretty sure Ronnie Bell was here when Soup was here the first time.
He might have been.
So, yeah, I know that. So, are we talking about, because Soup had, I want to say, a year in the Harbaugh era in the beginning, but he's best known for the 2000s run that went through 2007. So I'm gonna take this as a joke that Ronnie Bell's been on the team since 2007, just because I like the idea of that.
I mean, Ronnie Bell played a long, when he was a freshman, he had an impact. So he's been around for so long, so obviously it's a joke. But I miss Ronnie Bell. We need more Ronnie Bells.
Yeah,
really,
he had that dog in him. And we'll see if Kendrick Bell can answer the call this year. He had 70 yards last year, but to be fair, was he always positioned as a starting wide receiver? I think he was in the rotation at times, but Yeah, will he get, if he performs well in camp? See, here's the thing that's really nice. I mean, nobody, McCauley is kind of I'd say he's the one I feel best about, is Donovan McCauley at the X. But like,
Oh yeah,
really, if you ball out in camp and fall camp and in practice and even in between weeks, like Kendrick Bell could break out. He has the talent. And so I'd love to see him kind of fill the shoes of Ronnie Bell and step up. And that there's gonna someone's gonna have to fill the void now that Donovan Edwards is gone, of who's gonna be the quarterback in the running back or wide receiver room now, right? Because Donovan Edwards is gone. So who's gonna play that role in that reverse, that double pass that they do?
To be determined.
Thank you for the 4 months, by the way. Okay. Open. We've got one more.
Holy shit.
T is going off. Bellamy is our best recruiter in Michigan.
Is officially the charter member of the Ron Bellamy fan club.
Yeah.
And he is the head of chair for this fan club. No doubt.
If you know about the current Metro Detroit high school pipeline, you'll know how important that is for the future.
We are aware of the incoming talent out of the state of Michigan. We're aware of the Sound Mind, Sound Body pipeline as well. I'm not so positive Ron Bellamy. I mean, I guess what you're saying, because of Dakota Garant, that's why they needed to extend Ron Bellamy. I mean, maybe T's got some inside info we might not be aware of, but
it's possible.
If that is the case, I guess I can understand it more, because Dakota Garant is big time. And there's also, other players coming up in Michigan's 2027 is a stacked class for Michigan. And then you got Donald Taborn as well. But we'll see, T. I mean, I don't know if Ron Bellamy is. I mean, if we lose Ron Bellamy, are we not getting these kids? I'm not so sure. Depends who you bring in. I would say. I would argue. Depends who you bring in.
Yeah. Yeah. I just don't buy it. I'm sorry. And
why he's not our best recruiter. Lamar Morgan's our best recruiter. That's just fact.
Yeah. Lamar Morgan's been killing it. And I just don't see. I mean, look, you can point to Marsh. You could point to Washington. You can point to a couple of wide receivers that he's brought in. I'm not saying he hasn't done anything, but best recruiter? No, demonstrably no. As TJ just said, that's Lamar. And okay. Are we up to date? It looks like we are.
John, is this the real MVP? The one that
no.
Is this so Nick, I think you're confusing that Darrell MVP with the other Darrell MVP, who is the Kentucky fan that Darrell MVP was talking about.
Yeah. Let's just make.
MVPs.
Yeah. So Darrell MVP with the spaces is Michigan fan Darrell MVP, and then there's SEC fan Darrell MVP, who is on the main channel, no spaces in between. So that's the difference. This one has spaces. The other one doesn't have spaces. That's how you could separate them off. But yeah, no, the other Darrell, he is a huge SEC homer, and so if you run into him, you'll know. All right, folks, and we do have one more. It looks like okay, but if Bellamy loses out on Garant, he's gone. Yeah, I mean, I think he should have been gone already, but they decided to keep him for this trial year here.
I mean, maybe Michigan feels like, because they have Sue Campbell, it does, like, the room's fine. So if Ron Bellamy is the cause for Dakota Garant to commit, like, let's throw like a scenario. Let's say we land. Obviously, we have Jalen Powell. We get CJ Sadler. We get Travis Johnson. I did say Zion Robinson, but that's really more I'm hoping, and we'll get into it. He's going to be visiting this weekend. We'll talk about the recruiting update. But let's say we land those three, and then next year we get Dakota Garant. And if that's the vision for Michigan, is like, okay, let's just stack up this room. That's a stacked room. I mean, obviously you need more than just one receiver next year, but that's a lot of talent in that room. Is that the vision? Is T kind of letting us know that that's why he blew? But I mean, T's also of the opinion Ron's the best recruiter at Michigan. That's debatable, but um, I don't know. And then Michigan probably feels like they have the fundamentals and the X and O's down with Soup Campbell being in the room. So why not let Ron Bellamy do what Ron Bellamy does, and that's recruit? But what's interesting is typically your assistant coach is sometimes the recruiter, whereas your main coach or position coach is actually the X and O's guy. So I don't know. It's interesting. It's interesting.
Yeah, I need to see the play on the field improve beyond the recruiting. I need to see someone break out as as a 1,000-yard wide receiver. I need to see
Right.
someone.
I need it. I need it.
And the other two just being stronger supporting cast roles. So if Macaulay cracks 1,000, I still want to see, let's say it's Samaj Morgan and Fred Moore, Andrew Marsh kind of in there. Like they got to be strong supporting cast too.
So B-Dub asks a very good question. T, would you happen to be Uncle T? Let us know. Let us know.
Oh, did I just tangle with Uncle T?
That'd be epic.
We might have a celebrity in here. All right, folks. Here we go. Let's talk recruiting now. Michigan did get a pickup. So since the last show, 3-star tight end Mason Bonner. We're gonna be playing his film. I do feel like this is one of those that may be underranked, and let's take a look here at the film. He's got they're putting him out wide here. Yeah.
Yeah, and the next play is even more impressive. The next play is even more impressive on the slant here. So what Michigan got here is a high upside tight end who really could be an impact player if he continues to develop. The reason why he's considered under recruited is because he doesn't go to camps. He doesn't go to all the camps around that all these other kids go to. This is a Michigan special in terms of finding a gem. Michigan is hoping that this kid can develop into a high impact player. Obviously, he's more of a passing threat than a typical traditional tight end. But that's why Michigan brought in Matt Ludwig, because Matt Ludwig is your all-around type tight end who can go inline, even get split out. But now when you add a Mason Bonner, this is a kid who literally is playing like a wide receiver at the tight end position. He will add some weight. He's not a wide receiver. I know there's been some people, especially in the video, the comments of the videos I made. Yes, he plays on the outside a lot, but I'm not so confident he has the speed to be a wide receiver. Think of a Devin Funchess-like hybrid role. It could be something along those lines. We'll see how he develops. He obviously has to continue developing, getting more polished, but this is a kid with a very high ceiling, and Michigan is very excited about getting him.
Yeah, I think he's capable of playing some wide receiver in some packages? Sure. Do I think he's a full-time wide receiver? Not at this time. I
He
think
just doesn't have the speed, man. Like,
yeah.
Like for example, Jamar Browder, right? Jamar Browder, we all know, has crazy upside, amazing hands. Well, one of his biggest knacks is his speed. He's faster than Mason Bonner. Okay, like to play wide receiver at a D1 level, you have to have some breakaway ability, and not to pile on the guy, or you're gonna be a Samaj Morgan, because Samaj Morgan runs like an 11,800 meter. That doesn't cut it. You don't, at this level of play, you have to have more ability. So, we'll see what they can do with it. I mean, obviously the kid has good awareness, good hands. He is a playmaker. I'm glad to have him. I think Michigan did a very good job this year for the tight end class, getting Moose Lowig as well as Mason Bonner.
Moose, yep.
Yeah, they did a good job. So Steve Kasula, shout out to you. You crushed it for 26.
Yeah, I think, and that's why I said I think he's an A, and that extension is an A for sure. And part of it's because of what he's done on the recruiting trail. The Bull asked a really good question. Do you think because he's 6'6", does that hinder the speed with the stride?
No, because I mean that just comes down to genetics. That's at a point because, like, I mean, think of like your Calvin Johnson, who's 6'5", who runs a 4.3, whatever it was, right? No, I mean some kid. There's wide receivers who are 6'6", 6'5", running 4.4s. I mean they're rare. But he's just his frame and his genetics have just put him in a position where he's kind of a tweener. Think of I don't want to say Tony Scheffler, if anyone remembers him in the 2010s. He played for Denver, then he went to Detroit. He's kind of that mold. But I think he can be a weapon, and that's really what it is. Michigan is trying to load up on lengthy, tall weapons. Okay, like that's what like Sharon Moore made it very clear this offseason that Michigan is trying to add size to its receiving positions, its playmaking roles. This is that. Damn, Juju. B- tight end class. Holy. This guy, Juju, this guy. Ain't you supposed to be in Puerto Rico? I'm just kidding. I think he leaves safe travels. Safe travels, Juju.
Yeah, safe travels to Puerto Rico. B- tight end class. I think it's a little better.
I think it's a very good tight end class. I wish we had Andrew Olish in it, but I'll keep it moving.
Yeah, that would be an A+ if we got Olish. That there's no question about that. But it's still very, very,
I
very
can't wait
solid
for him to transfer from Penn State.
So congrats to Mason Bonner and to Michigan for landing him. And that brings us to our recruiting roundup for this week. And we have to start with, of course, the one that people are talking about. Savion Hyder EJ Holland said, "Hey, we got to watch this because Tennessee is definitely making a play for him." And I think he just visited Tennessee as his last visit of the round. So what ground do you think, TJ, that Tennessee has gained? And do you still feel really confident about Michigan pulling this off?
As of May 26th, Michigan's still a leader. Okay. So I had that told to me over the weekend. I know he visited Tennessee. This past weekend for an unofficial visit. He will be visiting Tennessee again for the last official visit, but he does visit Michigan on June 13th for an official visit. And what is key, and I think I was talking with Juju and Johnny Olden about this, considering Michigan was on a 4-week hiatus, nobody took the lead in those 4 weeks. That's key. It just goes to show you how strong the connection is with Tony Alford, Savion Hyder, and Michigan. So Michigan's still in a good position, but it doesn't mean it's over, because this weekend, Savion Hyder is going to be visiting the losers down south, aka the Buckeyes. So he'll be visiting them this weekend. The thing about official visits is all recruitments can turn like this. Okay. All it takes is a number, right? All it takes is a check, a guarantee, which we'll get into those. I know that's a big topic in Michigan circles with recruiting. But so Tennessee did get a visit last weekend. Ohio State is next. Michigan will be the official visit on the 13th. And then Tennessee will get the remaining visit on the last one. I believe he's also going to be doing an official visit at Georgia, I think. I'm not entirely sure on that one. But Michigan has to play its cards right. And for Michigan to win this recruitment, and I'm going to have to agree with EJ here, EJ Holland has said this repeatedly. And I know there's people on the 247 side who are very annoyed with EJ, but he's not wrong. To land these types of kids, you have to guarantee a number. And EJ Holland is his source on the Savion Hyder recruitment is the agent of Savion Hyder.
Right.
Now, is it possible the agent is playing the game and then EJ is a mouthpiece? Maybe, but I don't think he's wrong in the sense of you got to guarantee a number, because you do. Michigan has not been given exact figures. They've been given ranges. And the reason why they're not given exact figures is because of the House bill. It's not settled. Roster sizes are not settled. Revenue share is not settled. So Michigan does not want to guarantee anything they can't promise. Where other schools are willing to play those shady games, Michigan, and I know, I hear Buckeyes in my ear right now, like, oh, but you cheated. No, shut up. Shut up, Buckeyes. Here's the reality. Michigan actually plays morally in a lot of instances when it comes to student athletes. They do not lie to kids. They do not overpromise kids. They try to be very transparent and honest in the recruiting process, which a lot of parents appreciate. That is Michigan's approach in recruiting. It's always been that way. It's never not been that way. The bullshit on the side has nothing to do with their approach in recruiting. So I don't even want to hear that shit from Buckeyes. I already know in the comments I'm going to get it. But and then the next player, so we'll see on Savion Hyder. But Michigan is currently in a good position. We do have to watch for Tennessee. We know what Tennessee can do. Tennessee is one of the schools that's a wild card because they are willing to go to a number out of nowhere. Like they're known to do that on occasional kids, like they did with the offensive tackle from Providence, David Sanders, I think it was, stolen from Ohio State. They do this type of stuff. So we got to be on the lookout for Tennessee. Michigan is looking good right now, but it's not over, and official visits are now starting. Next player we're going to talk about, John, Malachi Lee. This is Michigan's #1 priority for the offensive line. Michigan just visited Malachi Lee a week ago. Grant Newsom visited Malachi Lee in Hawaii. His next visit to Michigan is the 20th. But what I think is interesting right now about this recruitment is Malachi Lee just put out a top 4. And you know who was not in that top 4, John? USC. USC was considered the biggest competition for Malachi Lee, who is in Hawaii, was the biggest competition to Michigan for a very long time this offseason. The current top 4 is Texas, Michigan. I have it right here. Texas, Michigan, Georgia, and Alabama. Okay. Georgia, I know, is pushing hard, but I think Michigan's in a great position. But I think it's very telling. I think it's very interesting USC did not get put in the top 4.
Yeah.
That's only good for Michigan because obviously it's closer proximity to home. They were pushing hard for Malachi Lee. I'm not entirely sure what transpired between Malachi Lee and USC, but I don't care. The fact he's not in it is good. Yeah, it's a big Juju. USC being out's a big win. It is. And it's crazy. I can't believe he wasn't in the top 4, but we'll take it.
Yeah, maybe something just didn't click with Lincoln Riley and his coaching staff, and who knows what that might be.
He knows he's phony. He's gonna get fired in like 2 years.
Yeah.
All right, next player we're gonna hit on is a big time. This is Zion Robinson. We have a huddle tape. We'll play this for Zion Robinson. Zion Robinson is going to be on Michigan's campus for an official visit this weekend. And Michigan is pushing very hard for this freak. We want Zion Robinson. Zion Robinson is a 6'4" wide receiver, big-time playmaker. He is ranked 134 in the nation in the composite. And this is, in my opinion, a critical target for Michigan, and they need to go after him because I envision a wide receiver class of CJ Sadler, Travis Johnson, Jalen Pyle, Zion Robinson. That's the 4 I want. So I want this kid. I think he'd fit us really well. He is the playmaker we're looking for. He's a big body wide receiver. He has good hands. He's extremely athletic and gifted. You could see his speed. Look at his stride. I mean, the kid is it. I think he's actually a little underrated. I think 134. And shout out to Juju, by the way, because he's the one who put me on Zion Robinson.
He was the Texas 6A state high jump champion as a sophomore. So he is a high jump champion. So he's doing track and field in addition to football, and you could see that mentality carry over here.
And Juju is letting us know that Salas Moa should be on this list as well. I am aware of Salas Moa, but I am not aware of why we should be increasing our odds for Michigan. So Juju, you're gonna have to give me some DMs and let me know the deal. But yeah, Zion Robinson, that's who I want. Let's see how the official visit goes this weekend. Hopefully Michigan can knock it out of the park because to me, I don't want to say it's a must get, but like I need it. I need it in my life. All right, next player we're gonna talk about, John, Christian Ward. This is a very interesting recruitment. And the reason why it's interesting is because Christian Ward has publicly said, Michigan's my #1 school. This is a kid out of Georgia. He's a 6'3", 4-star out of Georgia. His older cousin played basketball at the University of Michigan in the 90s. But here's what's interesting about this recruitment. I'm not sure it's mutual. I'm not sure Michigan feels how Christian Ward feels. Now, I won't go any further on that out of respect to the situation. But we'll see how he's on an official visit also this weekend. Let's see how Michigan handles the official visit. Let's see what comes of the official visit in terms of out of the weekend. But that's an interesting recruitment. But I wanted to bring it to everybody's attention because he is a big body wide receiver. He is a 4-star blue chip, and he did earlier. I would say just maybe 2 months ago had Michigan number 1 on his list, which is very interesting. So one of two things: one, Michigan is going after higher targets, right? Michigan's going
Right.
after higher targets, and they feel they can get them, and Christian Ward's more of a plan C,
Plan
or
C, yeah.
Michigan's really not feeling it at all. And we'll see how it goes. So we'll see, but it's something we should at least be aware of because he really likes Michigan. All right, so the next player we're
Yeah.
going to talk about.
And I think it's worth mentioning, he's really only he went to junior day at Florida State like 2 months ago. He hasn't really been out there too much, at least from what I see here. But he'll have his official visit at Michigan in a couple of days, and we'll see what transpires. But I agree with you, TJ. It does kind of seem like a backup situation.
Yeah, so now we have Alistair Vallejo. This kid is special. This kid, and shout out to Juju again, man. Shout out to Juju, man. But so shout out to Johnny Olden and Garrison in the chat as well. What up, boys? So this kid here is Mason Garrison. Take notes. Mason Graham 2.0 is going to haunt you in your nightmares, and he's right here.
Uh-oh.
Michigan is swinging for this kid. They want him. Lou Esposito just visited him last weekend. This kid is a clone to Mason Graham. He even wears the same number, I think. Was he 56? All right, maybe it's not 55. It might be 56. But it's close enough, damn it. Close enough. He's special, man. He's a nice player. Big fan of his. Michigan has him very high on the board. Michigan is trying to get him for an official visit. We'll see when that occurs. But I wanted to point him out to everybody because this is a special player. And if Michigan can land him, if they can land Alistair Vallejo and Carter Meadows on this defensive line and Titan Davis, game over. It's game effing over, bro. These dudes are all difference makers. They're all big time and they're all special. I need it. So I need it. Look at him. He looks just like Mason Graham, bro. It blows my mind. But yeah, so very excited about him. Hopefully Michigan can continue progressing and trending in the right direction for him. Let's take a look at the next target who is also visiting Michigan this weekend. That is Shadarius Tootle. Brian Jean-Marie, this has been his special. He's been trying to get Shadarius Tootle to flip to Michigan from Auburn, the Auburn commit. He's been working hard here. The problem is he's been trending to Georgia, but Michigan can make a move this weekend. It's the official visit weekend. We'll see how Michigan handles this. Now, it is nice to see that Brian Jean-Marie has kind of opened up the board a little bit, but we'll see what comes out of this weekend. Can Michigan make a move here? I will say this, though. There is a belief that this kid wants to stay in SEC country. And if he does want to stay in SEC country, what are we going to do? I mean,
TJ, this one's just screaming Georgia to me. It would be epic. Let's be really clear. It would be epic if Michigan can pull this off. But it's an upward climb. He's most likely going to Georgia, but anything can happen on visits.
Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree. We'll see how it goes. I mean, if it is true that he wants to stay in the SEC, then we are wasting our time, and we need to focus on Nick Abrams and my other guy who's the #1 linebacker in the nation. His name is escaping me right now. The next player we're going to talk about is big time. It's Havon Finney. And Michigan is working to make a move from the LSU commit because we love stealing LSU players.
Yeah, we do.
This is one of them. And this is the player who has reclassified to 2026. He was originally a 2027. One of his favorite players is Charles Woodson. Michigan is pushing very hard. Michigan is looking to get him for an official visit. And from my understanding, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. So if Michigan can get him for an official visit, we'll see. This is a big time player. Let's see where he's ranked. I don't even know where he's ranked right now. I think he moved up recently. So Havon Finney, we should have probably played his huddle, but it's all good because if things go well, then we'll be playing in the future. He's currently the 50. No, but the composite has as the 50th ranked player in the nation, number 5 corner. He is 6'2". He is special. He is special. So let's see if Michigan can make a move on him and get him on an official visit to Michigan. The last thing I'm going to hit on here, John, is there are 3 other players coming for official visits this weekend. 4-star safety Jordan Deck, 4-star tight end Ian Premer, although I don't know why he's coming. We already have 2 tight ends. Whatever. I mean, enjoy your visit, sir. 3-star offensive lineman Jax Tanner. Enjoy your visit. But we will see, man. We will see. Big weekend official visits are officially here. A lot of recruiting news should happen over the next will happen over the next few weeks. I do think Michigan is going to do very well over the next month and a half. But to EJ Holland's point, Michigan's got to get real serious about NIL right now because it's NIL era, and it's not about getting serious about it. It's not that Michigan doesn't have the funds. It's that Michigan has to guarantee a number because other schools are. And just like anything, and John, we always kind of compare recruiting and football to business all the time.
Sure.
If the competitor is doing something the customer wants and you're not, well, guess what? You're losing.
Yep.
It is what it is. Like they're guaranteeing something that we are not at this current time. And that is making players lose interest. It's just what it is. And I know there's a contingent, and there might even be someone right now watching us saying, "Oh, I'm sick of this. Is just crazy." It's not though. This is reality. Like people got to understand this. Guys, these kids are advised by agents playing a game of business. This isn't just kids going to school and being student athletes anymore. No. This is money. Dollars make sense. And if it don't make sense, it don't make dollars types of situation here. So Michigan's got to get, and I will say this too. This is interesting. Word is, the reason why Michigan's not guaranteeing numbers is not because of Sean McGee. It's the administration.
Oh, big shock.
Yeah.
Oh, the administration is causing hurdles and blocking things?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes, I know.
News at 11.
I know, dude. And I'm going to be real. Like, you already know how I feel. We went over this like last month. It's so frustrating, bro. So let's see. But let's see if that changes. Let's see if this, guess what? We're going to find out this weekend. We will probably learn if Michigan's changed their tune a little bit on the NIL presentation. But if not, then shit, bro.
Yeah.
They're always making it hard on Michigan.
It really does boggle my mind that there's this disconnect and like, do we, the question needs to be asked, do they want Michigan to be an elite football program, or do they want it to be a mid to okay to sometimes good football program? And you can't have an elite football program in 2025 without at some point you got to promise dollars and cents. And if Tennessee does it, for example, with Hyder, and Michigan is still not willing to counter once Tennessee's offer, I don't know if they've officially submitted, if he knows what the Tennessee offer is, but if Michigan isn't willing to counter, then prepare to lose 4 and 5-star talent, like, continuously.
This official visit season depends on how Michigan handles the NIL situation. Now, it's not everything, and there are kids who will commit. We've seen this. Brady Smith, we've seen other kids commit. It's not everything, but it matters. Like, it's not everything, but it matters. So we'll see how Michigan navigates. Hopefully the approach is more evolved. It's frustrating because Michigan finally has financial support and they can't,
yeah,
they can't go full optimal with it right now.
It's wild. I want us, Justin, with the 5 here, I want us to get Tyson Bacon and Titan Davis commit to Michigan defensive line class plus Carter Meadows. Yeah, Carter Meadows. great.
We're essentially aligned. Give me Titan Davis, Carter Meadows, and
Yep.
Alistair Vallejo. I'm good. I would be cloud nine. We're good. Like that would be that'd be such a crazy trio. Crazy trio. And then we already have the my guy who's the high upside in Tariq Bani. Yeah, dude. Tariq Bani, Carter Meadows, Alistair Vallejo, and Titan Davis. Buckeyes might not be able to sleep again.
I like the sound of that. Justin also wants to know who won the pancakes, French toast, waffles poll.
You know, John, I actually wanted to get your take before we reveal the results of the great debate. What are you? Are you team French toast, pancake, or waffle?
I'm okay. So here's how I'm gonna evaluate this. Based on the food itself. So not with like so I'm taking chicken and waffles off the equation here. Okay? Because my favorite out of everything is chicken and waffles. But when you just look at pancake, French toast, waffle, I'm going French toast. Just had it this morning. Shout out to my girlfriend Courtney who made a bomb French toast. And that's my choice and I'm sticking to it.
So Team French Toast did win the debate, but you're crazy because pancakes are number one. F what you said.
Hey, I like a good chocolate chip pancake.
I just regular pancakes, man. Just give me some good pancakes. Get some IHOPs on fire. First Watch fire pancakes, and then there's a place in I can't remember the name of the city, but it's called the Original House of Pancakes, I believe. Let me double check. I literally have a list of restaurants in my phone. Yeah, the Original Pancake House. Crack. It's crack. Yeah. I don't do drugs, but I do pancakes.
I will say I like the Cinnabon. The Cinnabon pancakes at IHOP are really good. I'm a fan. Also, I like at IHOP where they have, you know how they have like the 4 different syrups just laying there right there on the table.
Butter pecan.
Oh man.
Butter pecan.
I go kamikaze. I go all 4. I'm going all over. Just to get the flavor of each one, you know. But all right, it sounds like French toast did win.
Yeah, French toast did win. I used to be team French toast. I was team French toast for like a long time, most of my life. But I switched to team pancake like 2 years ago. 3 years ago, maybe.
For sure. Yeah. Well, there you go, Justin. There's your answer. And we do appreciate the contribution. We appreciate everybody being here on a Memorial Day. You could be doing anything. You decided to come here with us on our special edition of the show. We do want to remind everybody that we have 2 shows every week. And so the next show is going to be Michigan Wolverines call-in show live. TJ, you and Johnny Olden Jr., and there's an interview this Thursday, I believe, right? Or am I?
I'm sorry, I was reading something that was sent for me by Doreen.
Oh,
my bad.
Hi, Doreen.
Apparently, there is something called. I don't know. It can't be real. All right, I don't know if it's real. Anyways, we'll move on. Next Thursday. I'm sorry, John. You said next Thursday. Yeah, next Thursday call-in show. We got the 8 p.m. I'm my bad, John. I'll send it to you. We got the 8 p.m. call-in show. We got Jalen Pyle in the house. Me and Johnny Olden will be doing an interview with him in the beginning of the show.
Nice.
And you know, if he wants to hang out, he can hang out with us too. I mean, it's up to him though. Shout out to his mom too. Very nice. I've talked with her. She's cool. She may be a future guest on the show in the future. So let's be on the lookout for that. But yeah, next Thursday we're gonna have a great show. Talk some ball. Maybe we'll get a live look at Juju in Puerto Rico. Maybe he'll call in. We'll see what's up in Puerto Rico. But yeah, man, just kicking it with the community. Listen, we got an amazing community. I literally last month just realized what we have. Like, I mean, I know what we have, but like it really hit me like how unique this is though. Like we have so many regulars, right? Like the community itself is like a living thing now. Like there's just so many individual personalities, and like we all know what Marmar has gone through, and then the support of the community, and like when people are not around, people are, well, where's this person at? Where's this, like, where they
Right.
at? So like it's just dope. We have a very special thing here, really growing. So it's exciting. So yeah, Thursday call-in show where you guys can call in, we could talk ball, do the damn thing, and just continue riding this Michigan journey together, and laughing at Buckeyes along the way.
Love that. Co-sign that for sure. Justin with the 2. Do you guys add nutmeg to your French? Do
No.
we add nutmeg to our French toast? No, she says no. Okay.
No, I've never had it with nutmeg.
Yeah, but hey, anybody who does nutmeg, I think that's great too. Bull says it's ducking waffles. We win. Period. Oh wow. Oh, so we got Team Waffle chiming in here.
Yeah, he's Team
on this
Waffle.
one.
Yeah, he's hard. He hardened the pain for the waffles, man. We gotta like. I feel we gotta like create like teams and like battle it out.
Yeah. And
this is another debate. No,
toaster strudel.
They don't. That's a Pop-Tart invention, ain't it? I mean,
yeah, I think that's more of
the big three.
I feel like that's, you got to separate the debates. That's more Pop-Tarts versus toaster strudel.
Yeah, I think that's a whole different debate.
That's a whole different. That's
and we all know Pop-Tart's the winner. We all know Pop-Tart's the winner, but Pop-Tart's been on some bullshit lately. Okay, let's call Pop-Tart out. What's up with the frosting? Stop it. Stop it. This cost-cutting bullshit. We're all sick of it. Put the frosting on the Pop-Tart. Used to be frosting all the way to the edges. Where'd it go? What happened?
Bring back the full frosting.
Disgusting. Do better.
I like the brown sugar ones too. Geez Louise.
Those are brown sugar.
Those are good. I do like toaster strudel too. That would be maybe that's next week.
It might have
in our off-season debates.
This Pop-Tart ice cream sandwiches sounds insane, Johnny. What do you?
I love that. Sounds amazing.
Dude, it sounds crazy. Dude, like the last few debates that we've had have been wild. Like the Shromore extension was the craziest debate I've ever had on this show. And then because that came out of nowhere and everyone was so passionate about it. And then we had the great debate of breakfast foods. It's amazing how split the community is. Like it wasn't like French toast won by a mile. It was actually close, and all three of them had a lot of support.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we'll see next Thursday. Maybe we'll have another debate for everybody. It's good though.
Well, stay tuned because we'll be back to normal time next Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern for that show. But that does it for us. And again, appreciate everybody coming by on the special day, carving out some time in your calendar. And with that, this is Courtney. You're just starting.
I know. I thought about this. No,
I
thought about it
right now.
I thought
she's over here throwing firebombs over here, starting a whole new thing.
She wants a war on Thursday, is what she wants. That's what she wants. She's trying to cause chaos.
Sam's Club hot dog, and we go for the Costco hot dog. If you're going to Costco, you got to stop by, get yourself a hot dog, $1.50 hot dog soda combo. Delicious.
Shout out to Costco for not raising their prices.
Yeah.
Like they got those roasted chickens that are still $10. They've been $10 since like 1992 or whatever.
Hey, it's a pretty good chicken right there. Yep, Courtney's here watching has a front row seat. So there we go. All right, y'all. Well, that's going to do it for tonight. Again, we'll see y'all for the next show. Hope everybody has a solemn Memorial Day. And there we go. Now we got full best Mexican dish.
It's either tacos or a quesadilla for me.
Fajitas, because they're like a parade.
All right. This is the debate Thursday. Best. All right, we're doing the Mexican. We're doing the Mexican favorites. That's what we're doing Thursday.
You know, when
Nick,
when they bring the fajitas out, everybody's looking. It's like a parade.
I know. Hey, they smell good. They look good. But I'm a taco guy. I'm a taco. Hey, Nick, come through, bro. Let's go.
All right, that's it for tonight. Check us. We're just going. That's it for tonight. Check out our Twix accounts here at John Diadamo, at TJ_Ronin for all your college football and other football updates, and maybe some more food related debates here as we get through the summer.
Gotta do it. But yeah, no, shout out. Good show, boys. And until next time.
Absolutely. And we will play you out as we have been the last few weeks with Mark Rogers, voice of college football, who's going to tell you all about the Amazon link. And if you're already doing your shopping, it just takes a second to support Voice of College Football and click on that Amazon link. Until next time, go Blue, everybody.
You can make a difference here at the Voice of College Football. Use the Amazon link. Financially contribute to the Voice of College Football without spending a penny. Same shopping experience. It's easy. Go to any video on any channel. Go to the description section and grab the link right next to the capital letters that say Amazon. Use that link and Amazon will instantaneously convert to your account, settings, history, everything intact, just like whatever link you use right now. No difference. Pay no attention to the product that you see right there. Just go search what you want. Don't forget the Amazon link. Thank you for your support. Sincerely, the Voice of College Football.